Well, on this gloomy day, we're going to take a little ride on my 1972 Honda Z-600. This is one of Honda's first attempts in the U.S. market. It was originally designed as a 360 car back in Japan. They put the bigger motor in it for the U.S., so I guess it was understressed for our long straight roads. It's a twin-cylinder, air-cooled motor with a 4-speed integral transmission. These cars were sold to the motorcycle dealers back in the day. The Civic came out a year later in 1973. And from that point on, the motorcycle dealers were no longer involved in the car business. You had to purchase into a Honda auto franchise agreement to sell the new Civic. This was Honda's first hatchback. It's about a 1200 cc or a 1200 pound car, 10-inch wheels. Tops out at about 75 miles an hour. It's really for inner city commuting. Well, let's take a ride. With the small wheels, it's short wheelbase. It's kind of a jerky ride. Yeah, at over 55 miles an hour, it gets kind of squirrely. It's not a real high-speed chassis to begin with. Back in Japan, if you bought a car this size, you did not have to provide proof of a parking space. So that was a big selling point back in Japan. Now back then Honda did have a bigger car, a 1300cc, but it was air-cooled and it wouldn't pass the EPA clean air specifications at the time. So they were able to get this car in the country under the 1-liter class, which didn't have as such strict pollution requirements. And that gave Honda the incentive to work on a much more efficient model called the Civic. And they did real good with that. With the CVCC engine, they were able to show up the Detroit makers that they were able to build an engine without a cat converter. found this car rotting away at a Honda boneyard here in Phoenix. And it didn't have a motor. I was able to grab all the parts I needed to piece it together. Rust wasn't such a big issue, but here in the desert, plastic and rubber just disintegrates in the sun. When you see a Honda Odyssey van, it's almost like you could park this thing in the back of it. Not a real fast car, but it feels peppy enough. It's about 36 horsepower. Well, here we are. That's our little Sunday drive. We'll see you next time.